The P.E.R.T, which stands for Post-Secondary Education Readiness Test, is the test we use to help identify your readiness for college-level coursework. The test is divided into 3 separate sections, reading, writing, and mathematics, and is what they call an adaptive test. This means that as you get questions right, you'll get increasingly tougher questions. This process helps us fine-tune your individual course placement so we can start you in classes that are a good fit instead of ones that might be way too easy or way too hard. Let's quickly run down the list of the top 10 pertinent things you need to know about the test before you start. Number 1. First thing to know is that the P.E.R.T test is untimed, so relax, go at your own pace, and don't stress about the clock running out. If you're curious, it usually takes most people about an hour to complete each section, so 3 hours for the whole test. Again though, you're not actually timed, so make sure your next few hours are free to really give it your best. If you just realized you have a schedule conflict, please raise your hand and let the proctor know so we can talk about your options. Number 2. Now for the good news. Each section only has 30 questions, all of which are multiple choice. No pesky write-ins or fill in the blanks here. Unfortunately, the downside is you have to answer each question as it comes and won't be able to go back or save questions for later. But that's a small price to pay for not having to write an essay, right? Number 3. Okay, let's talk about calculators. Here's the deal. On a few of the math questions, the program wants you to have a calculator. So on those specific problems, there will be a calculator icon that will show up for you to click on and use. Unfortunately, most of the questions don't allow a calculator and won't have the icon. Because of that on-again, off-again nature, no other outside calculators are allowed. Not the Windows one, not one from the internet, nor even a real-life physical one. But we'll have plenty of scratch paper, so don't hesitate to ask for more if you need it. 4. Fair warning, breaks are not allowed during testing. If you have an emergency, raise your hand, but it's better to just plan ahead so you can focus on your test. Number 5. This shouldn't be a surprise for anyone, but all cell phones, fancy smartwatches, and other electronic devices must be turned completely off while you test. And by off, we mean off, not silent, sleep, or airplane mode. Please and thank you. 6. If you've made it this far, you've probably already figured it out, but unfortunately no food, drinks, or outside aids are allowed during the test either. So formula sheets, searching Google, eating Cheetos, and trying to discover your latent superpowers and get answers telepathically are all strictly prohibited. Number 7. When you first start the test, it's going to ask for your full name and IRSC student ID number. Please remember to capitalize these items correctly, which means just the first letters. Bonus tip. If it's your first time taking the P.E.R.T at IRSC, the system won't recognize you, even if you've taken it at another school. So don't be surprised when it asks you to fill out all your address and phone number information. Number 8. After you put in your name and all that good stuff, the system is going to ask you some background questions. These are just statistical data things, and they don't have any bearing on the test or questions you receive. Please try and answer them the best you can, but don't let them stress you out or bog you down. 9. After you're all done with the test, please remember that we do need a copy of your scores, so please don't close the test until we've printed and verified the results. By the way, your scores are valid for 2 full years. If you don't get the score you want, you can take the test again as long as you wait a full 7 days in between attempts, which just so happens to be the perfect amount of time to brush up on things. Number 10, and possibly the most important, relax, take a deep breath, and do your best. We believe in you.